Good evening. My name is Mr. Sultana, and I am the head of English and Media faculty here at Oxted School. I'm going to give you some key information in regards to Year 10 English. Our Year 10 standard entry curriculum has been designed to build upon the foundation of knowledge that was established in Year 9. Units of study have been arranged in order to maximize time spent on exploring challenging literature texts without sacrificing time for English language skills. Each of the topics covered will build and enhance the necessary skills and knowledge that your child will need to succeed at GCSE and beyond. We begin in Autumn A with Shakespeare's Macbeth. This can often prove to be one of the most challenging texts for students due to the difference in the language. Therefore, we've dedicated a bit of extra time to this text between Autumn A and Autumn B. Towards the end of Autumn B, we will start to look at poetry, in particular the romantic side of the anthology. In Spring A, we take a look at our first bit of English language, which is Writers' Viewpoints and Perspectives, which is specific to English Language Paper 2 and the reading section. In Spring B, we continue looking at English Language Paper 2, only this time with the lens of the writing section. Also, towards the end of Spring B, we will be incorporating some speaking and listening as well. In Summer A, we introduce the post-1914 drama and Inspector Calls. And in Summer B, we finish the year with poetry and then some creative reading and writing. Our Year 10 early entry curriculum has been designed to prepare your child for their GCSE English language exams. Units of study are equally balanced between reading and writing, with some dedicated time for targeted revision towards the end of the year. Poetry is looked at once a week, and following the English language exams, lessons will begin to cover the literature text and Inspector Calls. We begin the year in Autumn A by looking at creative reading and writing, particularly the reading section of Language Paper 1. In Autumn B, we look at the reading section of English Language Paper 2, as well as a bit of speaking and listening. In Spring A, we look at the writing sections of both papers, and this leads us well into Spring B and Summer A, where we're able to target revision based on the reading and the writing needs of each individual child. For both English language and English literature, we use the same exam board. That exam board is AQA. In GCSE English language, the course is made up of two separate papers. Both of these papers are equally weighted and therefore equally important. Paper 1 is based on creative reading and writing. Within this paper, your child will look at one fiction text and answer 4 questions about it. These questions are worth a total of 40 marks, making that portion of the exam worth 25% of their overall grade. In Section B, they will complete one extended writing question, also worth 40 marks, and therefore 25% of their overall grade. In Paper 2, they will look at non-fiction text, 2 of them. They will read and respond to 4 questions about these 2 texts. This paper is different in the sense that your child will need to compare the 2 texts to each other, which is something they did not need to do on Paper 1. They will also have a writing section of this paper. It is also worth 25% of their overall grade. In GCSE English Literature, there are again 2 papers. In our study of English literature, students often find it useful to have their own copy of the text. This enables them to record their annotations from our lessons where we look specifically at sections of the text. Therefore, we recommend that students purchase their own copies so that they can make these annotations and refer back to them during their own revision. The 3 texts that we recommend you purchase for your child are A Christmas Carol, Shakespeare's Macbeth, and An Inspector Calls. It is also useful to know exactly what the examiners are looking for in both English language and English literature. Knowing this information will help your child to improve on the work that they have done, while also giving them some direction in terms of other things that they could perhaps focus on. In English language, one of the main things that examiners look for is the effect on the reader. What impact was the writer trying to achieve, and were they successful? In order to work with this, we recommend that students complete their regular homework to a high standard. They should also dedicate time for creative writing at home on a regular basis, since this is worth 50% of their total grade. In English literature, critical style responses are of the utmost importance. Students need to feel confident to form and share their own opinions. Knowledge of these texts is paramount. As we are studying them, we recommend building and creating revision resources as we go. Students should also know their history. Research needs to be undertaken independently. Home learning is essential to support the work that we do in lessons. Therefore, your child will receive 1 hour of English homework each week. The different types of home learning you will see are exam-style questions based upon extracts, extended writing pieces that are both fiction and non-fiction, as well as reading comprehension tasks and activities. Early entry classes were chosen using progress data and through the recommendations of your child's teacher in Year 9. Throughout Year 10, regular assessments will be used to identify the individual progress of each child. And after every assessment, progress is reviewed. Parents are often curious about how they can support their child's progress in English. And one of the best ways that you can do this is to discuss the texts that we study at school with your child at home. You may find it useful to read them yourselves. You can also discuss other fiction and nonfiction texts that you have read with your child. This helps to reinforce the importance of reading widely and also show that reading isn't just something that you do in your English lessons, but could be something that you do later in life for pleasure. We also recommend that you ask about their English lessons and what they enjoyed or found difficult. Quality checking your child's home learning each week is also very supportive. This helps to ensure that the work that they're submitting is of their highest ability. Encourage your child also to be making clear, legible notes. The notes in their exercise books will become revision resources for them later on. Thank you for listening to this short presentation, and I hope that I was able to answer some of the questions and concerns you might have had. Should you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to contact myself, Mr. Sultana, as Head of English, Mrs. A. Emney, as Deputy Head of English with responsibility for Years 9 and 10, or Mr. M. Hadley, as Deputy Head of English with responsibility for Key Stage 5 and the Early Entry Year 10s. Thank you.